FIFA President Gianni Infantino speaking on the Russia 2018 World Cup that will go down in 481 days. I mean, Cecilia, we're using days now, so that lets us know that it's just around the corner. I mean, it's very close by, and hopefully it's going to be a great tournament. Brazil 2014 was awesome. And we're hoping this time around we get a better competition. And it talks about co-hosting as well too. And that's a very interesting one. That's
interesting because if you check, you know, I think was it last year where you have a United States and Canada bidding that they want to host together. Mexico also. So he's actually advocating for this because when you start from 2026 and we start having how many countries
the expanded
World Cup and all that. So it's going to be better for them. But then where this is going to be very, very difficult, if you look at USA and Canada, we know the time zone from one state to another is different. We know the distance and all that from one state to another, and also adding Mexico to it. So this is that joint bid he's talking about might just be difficult for some countries. Why some countries it will be easy for them? I mean, when I say difficult, I'm talking about those who will be playing. Imagine when you have to travel from one part of the country to another part. I think there will be time. FIFA will definitely know how to sort it out. Situations whereby you have you have to make a very long trip, you know, for your next game and all that from one place to another. I think they'll know how to do it. But I think that's a good one, so that the burden will not be too much on one particular country, especially when we're talking about facilities and all that.
Exactly. I mean, we've seen hosting of the World Cups before. We saw Korea, Japan do it successfully. So I don't think it's not.
It was 32.
Yeah,
but now
it's more countries now, 48. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I don't think. I think it can be done. It can be definitely worked on. There's no doubt about it. Let's move on to the show now, Cecilia. We go to the National Basketball Association, where it was just 2 games that were played early this morning, and that's because the All-Star break is here. The basketballers will be going on break over the weekend. So 2 games played overnight. Sissy will start with the game between the Wizards and the Pacers, and it ended 111 to 98 for Washington. Otto Porter Jr. Scored 3 6-pointers and finished with 25 points and 8 rebounds in the victory for the Wizards. The Wizards are really going strong, Cecilia.
Yeah, definitely.
The teams in the East, they have to be wary of the side. I mean, you don't want to play the Wizards, you know, in the playoffs, and you're not going to have a very easy ride at all. And last but not the least, we saw the Celtics against the Chicago Bulls. Look at that scoreline, Cecilia.
1. But the Bulls had to nick that when you're having the Jimmy Butler actually coming back and all that. So it shows that when he's playing, the Bulls are winning. 104,
103, that's how that game ended. And you talked about Jimmy Butler. He made 2 free throws with 0.9 seconds left on the clock to achieve.
As the match winner there.
Yeah, that's the match winner there, exactly. And before Isaiah Thomas, he's had a great game.
Obviously, we'll not forget him.
Yeah, no, you can't forget him. Obviously, his effort not good enough to get the win for the Celtics, but he had 29 points. And he has now become the 17th player in NBA history, you know, to score 20 or more points in 40 consecutive games in one season. That's good. Incredible.
That's incredible for him.
Yes.
Especially judging from the fact that the kind of team that he's really playing for. So it's more like he's just carrying and shouldering the whole responsibility.
He's a superstar now. Isaiah Thomas is a superstar. Mr. Fourth Quarter, Mr. Clutch, however you want to call him. He's having a great season. And I won't be surprised if the Celtics actually go on a very deep run in the playoffs.
Because of the way he's playing.
Yeah, no surprises there at all.
Yeah, definitely that's the way. We'll be looking forward to the All-Star game this weekend. And, you know, we're having Carmelo Anthony coming in after the injury to Kevin Love. And the fact that he'll be making his 8th All-Star.
Carmelo is 10 now. 10. It's going to be 10 for Carmelo, yeah.
Wow. And LeBron James 13.
Oh, man.
Okay, huge.
Those guys, you know, they're always regulars when it comes to the playoffs. Obviously, Carmelo hasn't had a great time this year.
That's why he was initially not there. But then somehow
as fate would have it. Kevin Love got injured and is undergone surgery, and Carmelo will take his place in New Orleans when the West take on the East.
The East. We'll just see how it's going to be.
We'll see. I was going to ask for your prediction, but
okay.
But it's exhibition stuff.
Okay. Russell Westbrook.
Okay,
and then the MVP again.
Now that you mentioned Russell Westbrook, Russell Westbrook is going to be on the same team with Kevin Durant.
That's the way
what do you think is going to happen in that one?
Nothing. I think they just have to play the game.
Are they going to talk to each other?
Of course they will. They will.
There's beef going on right now.
I know the beef and all that, but then when they'll put it aside because they know that the West will just have to win this one.
Now, right?
That's the way it is.
Okay.
Quickly, we just look at the 2017 African Continental Road Championship taking place in Egypt, and Team Nigeria for the women's time trial event and the men's time trial event, they are out of it simply because, well, they just couldn't nick it. I mean, they couldn't get something out of it. For the women, talking about the time trials, 29-kilometer race, Gladys Tobrakba, she clocks 47.24 seconds to finish 11th. And Gloria Diase clocks 50 minutes, 57 seconds. And of course, she finished 13th in that one. Then for the winners, you have a Halbach Arolia from Mauritius, 42.40 seconds. And Mosana Debase from Eritrea, 43 seconds. And Juanita Venter from South Africa, 43 seconds. They are the winners. But Nigeria is on the position 11th and 13th. Not good enough for them to be in the top 10 or even the podium. For the men's trials, you have Emmanuel Innocent, 1 hour, 2 minutes. He finished 18th, and of course, Efiak Ayo, this time finished 19th in that one. For the winners, you have Teshume Merom, also from Eritrea. It seems they're actually dominating this one. Stefan De Boer from South Africa, winning silver in that one, and you have a Hapton Awad from Eritrea, taking 3rd in that one. So for the Nigerian men and women, they are out of this championship. But the thing is, Nigeria will compete in the men's and women's elite road races on Saturday and on Sunday. So that's the one we'll be looking forward to in this championship. Not a good outing, you say.
Yeah, just the one bronze medal, right?
Yeah, Jacinta.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not been a superb competition for the Nigerian team. But like I said at the start of the competition, it's all about exposure and experience and competing and mixing with the best of road cyclists in Africa. It's good to see that they'll be going on to to participate in the elite road races as well. So that's on Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully we can see improvements, which is what competition is about. You improve and you learn from experience.
Yeah, you may not necessarily win it, but somehow you can actually learn from that.
That's it. What it's gonna be. So good luck to Team Nigeria on Saturday and Sunday at the elite road race.
They will definitely need this so much luck. Apart from that, Jacinta who got bronze medal, for the girls' events. And that's the only one they've had so far. But then Saturday and Sunday, they have opportunity to actually move forward and see if they can get something out. But after finishing outside top 10, how can they get in the elite race? We'll find out Saturday and Sunday. We'll go for a break and I will come back. We'll be talking more on sport. But first, what's going to get our attention would definitely be the Champions League.